Good goal, Liv.
Good job,
Livy. Good goal. Oh, shit.
Can we do the IOU?
Yeah, come on up. I've tried moving your chairs forward just so you can get a better view. Yeah, is there two people commentating?
Yeah, me and other
Okay, cool. I know there's seats over there. If you go there, you can probably grab a seat. I don't know if it'll fit up here, but you can probably, and it's you can stand or sit, whatever. Yeah, you can stand wherever. If you can fit on here, you're fine. As long as you just don't step around, remember? So just shake the camera a bit. Harry, nice to meet you, Harry. Right. Yeah, that's no worries. That's alright. Sorry, my holder is not the best. Yeah, there's two different kits, and the other kit has a bit of phone holder in it. I know, I do need to get my own. No, so I'm guessing you have this headset. Did it say anything there if you're coming to the one or two? Or? I don't think it matters. No. Yeah, sweet. Okay, yeah, no stress. We got a bit of time, I think. I think that's about the time, yeah. I've been doing broadcast for 15 years now, but I normally do A-League and Women's League, but I bought a house in Newcastle and double taken since my time. Got local. It's actually one of the girls I worked with for years. It's like, I think you moved back to Newcastle. She's actually in Canberra now working remotely. She's doing great. She just picked up the job with double. Oh, would you be interested? I'm like, oh yeah, I don't mind doing a local game down there. So that's good fun. How about yourself?
Sort of funny story. I was at a random NPL game last year and I knew the guy who was commentating. And he spoke on a bit shy. And also why I'm interested in small space. And he just sort of grabbed me and texted the people. So I went on free for a second when I got the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Are you finished school? Are you still in school?
So I was in year 11 this year. I'm doing school.
Oh, sweet, yeah. I did screen and media. Are you doing it at Hampton Street or?
I'm at Ticehill.
Ticehill. Ah, cool. I did the screen and media course. Oh, it have been, about 16 years ago now. Yeah, but no, it was good. And that's where I started my career on days from there. Yeah, I've done quite a few girls' games. But this year, I was actually doing more women's games. And even though I'm from Newcastle, had to keep going to the Wanderers.
We did do
outside of Sydney, of course. But I just float around basically 90% of my work is in Sydney. But it's always great when I come to Newcastle. So do you commentate for this every week?
I did that on
Because the other games I've done with these guys, I haven't had a comms kit with me, so it's cool to have But yeah, just mate, I can squeeze this camera over a bit if you guys need a bit more space. Do you normally, I assume that you normally sit up here?
Yeah.
Joe, is it? Oh, Riley, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Riley.
Just flip
Hopefully they go back in the
Getting it in on a corner of the head of my dream. Yeah, of course that was. Oh wait,
You just need to touch it.
that's actually my dream. I'm not even kidding.
When you guys are ready, I didn't so you kind of speak in the level, which I know you get my English, so I can see that the over in the game or up.
You crossed up for
How are you?
Oh,
Thank you.
that's good.
I'll do a commentary today. Yep. Thank you.
I thought we're doing some kind of cross or something. Oh, yeah, guys. It was. Apparently my class is so big. Wait, the one I kicked him? It's funny because I wasn't even meaning to play you. I was trying to shoot, but it played you. Yes, and now, okay. Yeah.
So,
Bro,
brain cancer.
yeah. I saw it help. Dude, that's fucking...
No, I've been enjoying commentating with you. And the more we do it, the more comfortable we'll get. And we'll have a bit more beer.
That's cool. They were just like...
Chelsea have got Xavi Alonso, then
they do like strong.
Xavi Alonso would have been the guy. No way.
If I think of it, I'll...
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to get back in there.
Oh my god. And I needed to go, I'm still waiting so bad, and I had to sit down, go home, and sit there like, and everyone was about that. It was really shit. Yeah, more like rested.
Supposed to go down. I think it's everywhere here. I think your next game is against Chelsea, isn't it? Yeah. West Ham got
Oh yeah, oh my god.
gone down to the last game.
After this, we've got Everton at home, and they have Leeds at home. They should beat Leeds.
Where are they playing? Newcastle? Are they playing home or away? If they they were playing at home, I know we were back West End, but
We got Everton and Chelsea and Everton.
I was like, what? Yeah, but then everyone was like, I don't know where to go. I had nothing in mind.
Welcome everybody to the home of Maitland Football Club here at Square Park. I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Maitland Football Club and Northern New South Wales Football would like to remind all players, team officials and spectators of the strict zero tolerance policy regarding the abuse of match officials. We are committed to providing a safe and enjoyable environment for everybody involved, free from intimidation or abuse. We kindly ask that all individuals show respect towards officials, as the game would not be possible without their vital contribution. We would like to acknowledge and thank our Maitland Football Club sponsors: East Maitland Bowling and Golf Club, Burton Automotive, the George Tavern, Thompson and Clark Real Estate, DJF Accountants and Business Advisors, the Mutual Bank, Saddleman's Wine, Reno Construction, Riverbend Organic,
Well, it's a perfect afternoon for football here at Cook Square Park, and we could be in for something special. Round 11 of the NPL Women's Maitland FC. Well, they've been nothing short of sensational in season 2026. Still undefeated, but already piling on 41 goals this season. That equals their entire tally from last year, with plenty of football still to come. But standing in their way this afternoon is a late Macquarie side arriving full of confidence after a ruthless 5-1 dismantling of Broommeadow Magic last weekend. The question is, as it is every week, can anyone knock off Maitland? I'm Harry Scobie, and alongside me this afternoon is former Maitland FC head coach and current football development officer Joe Wright. Joe, if Lakes are to match it with Maitland today, where have they got to do so?
yeah, I think the midfield battle will be important today. A lot of quality in both sides. I think being able to take control of that midfield and for a sustained period could go a long way to determining the outcome of this match today.
It's a lovely afternoon for football here at Cook Square Park. Had the pleasure of calling here a couple of times now. Before we get into a few important stats about this afternoon, let's quickly run through the team list, starting off with Maitland. They're unchanged from the side that won the grand final rematch last weekend here at Cook Square 4-0. Annabelle Thornton, the keeper. Josie Morley and Talia Gosner, partner in the back line. Willow Neal at right back. Elizabeth Clowes at left back, the only starting player for Maitland to not score this season. The midfield three remains consistent of Natalia O'Driscoll, Sophie Nenadovich and Elodie Dagg. All up front, Sophie Stapleford on the left, Georgia Amos on the right, and Renee Pountney through the middle. Well, for Lake Macquarie, as I said, they arrived here off the back of a big win last weekend against Broommeadow Magic on their home deck. Starting off with them, number 2, Sonny Mitchell, number 3, Alyssa Togo, Paragilly, number 4, Caitlin McMahon, number 5, Georgia Brown, 7, Kira Bainsfair, number 8, Kezia White, 10, Brooke Summers, 11, Emily Loder Weston, 17, Lily Brooks, number 23, Bella Hewitt, number 31 is Morgan Ross in goals. On the bench, number 14, Indiana Ordino, number 15, Matisse Loritan, number 18, Jacinta Johnson, 21, Talon Humphrey, 25, Holly Vitnell, and 26 Evelyn Ackland. And Joe, we're looking at their lineup pre-match, and you sense this could be a back five for Lakes this afternoon.
Yeah, unsure. It's early days in that one there. We'll see how they line up. It'll be interesting to see if they stick with a 4-3-3 shape or if they decide to go something different today.
It's a perfect afternoon. As I said, Maitland are in a different kit. So if you are wondering why, it is due to Brain Cancer Awareness Month here in Maitland FC. Certainly taking a good initiative to that. They are celebrating this round as a club. So you will see this afternoon both clubs wearing ribbons to show their support and awareness. Sophie Sneakerford is also an ambassador, and Talia Gosner's mum had brain surgery to remove a tumour last week, hence why in their first goal in their 4-0 win last week, you saw Georgia Amos dedicate a celebration to her. But Joe, such an important week, and good to see Maitland taking it, to another level.
Yeah, it's something that's been very special to the club of Maitland. Obviously, Sophie Stabford being an ambassador here with her own journey. It's been something that the club has done really, really well. And then, the kids look outstanding this year as well. The All Black. I'm a big fan myself. But, it's a really important round, and to see all clubs getting behind it as well with the recognition wearing the ribbons is fantastic to see.
I was going to say, it's quite a nice kit, isn't it? As well for Maitland. They're the ones who have the ball early here. Here's Josie Morley. Pushing it out wide to Elizabeth Clowes. So early doors, it does look like, Lake Macquarie setting up in that back five. They were so impressive last weekend against Broadmeadow Magic. They went down 1-0 early, but were able to overturn that. Have to be switched on defensively this afternoon. There's Elodie Dagg, her touch can't find its target. Now it's Georgia Brown, just short of the halfway line to throw this one forward for Lakes. Playing two up top, we think it'll be this afternoon. Lisa Ryan, most notably absent. She scored, I believe it was 4 goals in their win last week against Magic. Here's Georgia Brown, sending one over the top for Bainsfair to chase. She gets the nod on past Morley. Will that one go out? It will stay in, will it? Oh, the offside flag. The ball out of play. Positive signs, though, from Lakes early. Joe.
Yeah, good start from Lakes there. Good early opportunity. Well built down the left-hand side, and then, good supporting run. But looks like Ordino out on the field in number 14.
Potentially a late change there. We'll have to get confirmation of that if we can. Lake Macquarie certainly up in the intensity earlier. So many sides have come up against this Maitland team, and if you don't match it with them physically that they will make you pay. Here's Clowes searching for the run of O'Driscoll. Clowes looking to win it back now, dinked over the top by Brooke Summers. Looking to find Ordino. Clever footwork there from Ordino. Plays it high, finds its way all the way to the back stick. Now Georgia Brown. Harry Galley. Georgia Brown, that's not there. Coming across the red. Here's a chance for Lake Macquarie though. Emily Loader Western drives one across the face of goal in good hands. Annabella Thornton there. Being positive from Lake Macquarie. Now Maitland looking to play out from the back. Gosner. Across to Josie Morley. Maitland average goals scored per game 5.1. They come first in the statistics in that stat. They've been put under a bit of pressure here. These are the best 2 attacking sides in the competition. Clowes now making a dart forward, tries to release Stapleford. Not much action come down this end early on in this one.
Find a pocket, good rookie.
Georgia Brown, urged on by the Lake Macquarie bench. They've started this one well. Here's Emily Loader Weston up against Will O'Neill. Still going Weston. That one, she wants it to be a corner, but a goal kick has been ruled. So yeah, just confirmation of that, Joe. Thank you for picking that up. Lily Brooks seems to be absent from the field, so Ordino starting from the start. These guys are now driving into space. Looks for the ball in behind. Lake Macquarie alert to a lot of things that Maitland are doing early on.
Gotta win.
Flicked on now. Dag. She's got the run of Georgia Amos in behind. A chance here for Maitland early on. Amos up against Brown, and that one hits the side netting. She claims for a corner, but a goal kick is given.
Yeah, nice bit of play there from Maitland with that neat little ball over the top from Dag for the forward run of Amos. Couldn't quite squeeze that one in at the near post.
Probably their first attack of promise from the home side this afternoon. It's Georgia Amos, who's been so pivotal to Maitland's attack this season. 6 goals to her name as this one forced all the way back. That one Morgan Ross happy to see out. Georgia Amos with 6, as I said. Renee Pountney with 10. Leading line this afternoon. Here she is applying pressure. Gilly forced back. Bernardovich chasing hard. She's done well to win that one. She'll keep it in as well. Across the face of goal, but Morgan Ross safe hands from the custodian.
Togo, a bit of urgency there, yeah?
That's Lake's turn to bring it up the other end. On the far side, Ellie Dag trying to pinch it. Here's Paragelli. Looking for the ball in behind her. She did so well last week against the Magic. Emily Loader Weston trying to utilise her speed. Thornton. Out to Gosner. Lake seeming to win that midfield battle so far. And there's an error from the Magpies. I guess how much homework do you have to do when you're facing a side like Maitland, Joe? Especially, you mentioned the midfield battle being so crucial, and let this play unfold, but it seems to be that Lakes are winning it early on.
Yeah, I think it's been a really disciplined start by Lakes. They've come out with a clear game plan, which I think has put Maitland under a little bit of pressure early on. The key will be can you sustain that for 90 minutes is going to be the key. But I think it's been a really promising start for Lakes. I think they're definitely asking some questions.
Certainly are. Maitland forced into another error here. We're so used to seeing Maitland start the game with high energy tempo and keeping the ball across the midfield. Those who aren't aware, Maitland undefeated all season and doing so impressively. They've kept the clean sheet in every single game this season apart from a 4-2 win against Brewer Meadow Magic, as well as a 9-1 win over Newcastle Olympic at Darling Street Oval. So clean sheets, there's something that Ben Horgan loves to have with his side. Morley. Pountney releases Clowes. Has Stapleford out wide. Sophie Stapleford. In the battle in the far corner with Sonny Mitchell. Clowes wins it back. Here's Pountney. Clowes. Bernardovich. This is great football by the Magpies. The final product just a touch too heavy. Now they can reset. Through Gosner. Morley. It's Lake Macquarie's turn. Sonny Mitchell being forced forward. That one had a little bit too much speed on it. Crucial part to their win last week. Lake Macquarie was their 2 fullbacks in Georgia Brown and Sonny Mitchell. Really shut down the likes of Tori Johnson, who's completed a move to the Gold Coast this week as that one chased down to Stapleford. Great pressure applied, but unfortunately she would have loved that one to just fall into her path there, Joe.
Yeah, awkward one for the goalkeeper to deal with there, but did well considering the circumstances. And then, yeah, just speaking about Brown and Mitchell as well, good defensive fullbacks, but they give you a lot going forward as well. Great athleticism. They want to go forward. They want to support the play. And I think that'll be really key as well in this matchup today to see if they can get forward, ask some questions in those wide areas and see if they can create some overloads wide.
We started this game with promise. Here is Sonny Mitchell pushing the back there by Stableford. Referee happy for play to go on, and that ball in behind. We sense Lake Macquarie off the back of last week were building something. They had a brilliant start to the season, especially at the new Macquarie field. Undefeated in their first 3 games, including 2 wins and 1 draw. As O'Driscoll in the back there. There's a period right before Easter where they did drop off though, conceding back-to-back losses, one to Maitland and then handing Charlestown Missouri their first win of the campaign. And then as well, heading into last week, they only scored 3 in their last 5, but things have turned since then. Last week, a massive win. Here's Ordinio. Lakes holding possession well now. Sonny Mitchell looking long. That one deep into Lakes attacking half, and they'll have a throw in down the far end, which Mitchell's coming across to take. Mitchell just assessing her options. Looks over the top. Ellie Dagg pinches it back. Mitchell regathers though. And sets now. Paragelli has runners pouring on down the left-hand side. One of them being Georgia Brown. That one just a little bit too much speed for her to try and track down. Both coaches relatively quiet to start this one, although Debbie Blanche just giving out a few instructions to her side. Now Maitland pushing it wide. Clouds. Blake seeming quite disciplined off the ball. Here's Morley. Back to Clouds. Now Thornton having a touch. Gosner. She'll look long. This is where the Magpies are dangerous when they can get the ball forward. Paragalli. Now Inez wins it back. Nenadovich. She'll look across the other side. It's a great ball from Sophie Nenadovich. Here's Stapleford. Time and space. She'll cut in. She wants it on that left foot. Another turn back inside from Sophie Stapleford. That's promising. Nenadovich regathers. Clouds. Dagg's first time ball. It's deep. Macquarie doing well without the ball for now. Ordino in the back of Clouds. Nothing given. Clouds now. She's had a fair bit of the ball to start this one. Here's Morley. Stapleford and Clouds' pass. Making Renee Pountney run a little bit more than she would have liked. Now slip through O'Driscoll. She's onside. She's got Stapleford coming as well. Early ball into the box. And I think Morgan Ross got that last touch, so it will be the first. No, it won't. I think that was bound to be a corner. Not sure what you take on that, Joe.
Yeah, difficult to see from here, but we'll take the referee's word for that one there. But it was a great recovery run from Kira Bainsfair to make that, to track that forward run from Matt O'Driscoll there. Really important intervention.
Yeah, Maitland's midfielders love making runs in behind. All 3 of them are quite creative in their own rights. O'Driscoll, the newest addition, joining from the Central Coast Mariners Academy. You can see the Lake Macquarie bench certainly up for this one early. Not many sides have taken it to Maitland this season. And the opening 10 minutes suggests Maitland will have to work hard to ensure they stay undefeated.
Go, Bell, and go!
O'Driscoll skipping a few challenges. That's brilliant from O'Driscoll. Pountney is on 4, but she'll go left. Stapleford in field. Nenadovich looking for Pountney. Execution just a little bit off so far, but they win it back. Here's Pountney. Stapleford across the face of goal and into the hands of Morgan Ross, but that's better from the home side.
Yeah, Maitland looks like they've started to settle into the game a little bit now. Quite a balanced affair, which is good to see. It puts us in good stead for the rest of the match.
It's a few weeks ago now when we called here, Joe, and Maitland did take a little while to get going. Undoubtedly, we know when they are at their best, especially going forward, they can really hurt teams. Amos looking for Will O'Neill, caught a little bit high. Now a chance for the visitors to break. Brown into Loda Weston, up against Gosner, well defended from Talia Gosner. Now Maitland working their way out, trying to beat a late Macquarie press, which has been on point so far. Georgia Brown dispossessed by Georgia Amos, but only at the cost of a throw-in. Brown to look long for Baines Fair. Gosner with the initial header. Here's Loda Weston. That one deemed to be ruled out of play. I'm not sure the referee knows. He does now. A chance for both sides to catch their breath. Ben Hawkins on his feet. Play will resume through Gosner. I think a few legs plays were caught unaware. Here's Morley. Releases it out in acres of space for Clowes. Space presents in front of her. She'll go to Stapleford. Sophie Stapleford assessing her options. Amos makes a run. Cleared initially. Here's Stapleford on the follow-up. Up against Sonny Mitchell. And, well, you know you're in for a tough day when you're marking Sophie Stapleford, but I think Sonny Mitchell's had the better of her so far.
Yeah, it's going to be a good battle this afternoon. I think Mitchell showed good strength to hold up the ball there and then ultimately win the foul. So looking forward to that battle for the rest of the afternoon.
Even this one on the left-hand side, Georgia Brown up against Amos, the two Georges, although they are spelt differently. Here's Gosner. Amos making the run forward. You've only got one thing to do, then played into her path. Her speed electrifying, but Paragelli coming across to intercept, and she'll get it on the follow-up. Loda Weston now trying to play out. Release around late, so caught a few players high. Here's Will O'Neill. Pountney drops it to Dag. This is great football by the Magpies. And Nenadovich looking for O'Driscoll. Just couldn't execute it. Again, lovely one-touch football. Stapleford. Her left foot cross all the way to the front stick, and the touch there by Pountney. Just couldn't direct it goal bound. But, Joe, that is Maitland at their very best.
Yeah, some beautiful combination play in wide areas and fantastic delivery into the box. Scrambled away by Lakes, but again, didn't end up in the net, so they've done a good job there.
Very impressive start by both sides, you could say. Maitland starting to grow into it. This is a crucial game for a lot of these players out here. Is now ball looking in behind. Josie Morley coming across to intercept. As cool as ever. Thornton being pressed on there by Hewitt. Now Clowes searching for options. She'll throw this one in and go all the way back. Another boost for Maitland. If you think their midfield and squad overalls are already stacked, I believe Maddie Gallegos has signed with them throughout the week, so the transfer window opening up, a lot of clubs utilising it to full effect. So another addition to Ben Horgan's side, and I believe Gallegos played a crucial part in Charlestown Aziri's premiership winning side last season. Not in the squad today, though. Here's Neil. Back to Neil. Brooke Summers showing aggression early, or it's Emily Loder Weston, sorry. Powney. First time cross. It's not a bad one. It's inviting plays on forward, and Stapleford just couldn't get her footing right. Otherwise, that would have been a chance presented to her by Morgan Ross.
What are we in? 20?
Hewitt making Sonny Mitchell chase this one down forward. A little bit too much speed on it though.
Shift across, shift!
Shot there from Paragilli into the hands of Thornton.
Good time, Joe, where you gonna be?
Thornton straight into the middle of the park. Paragilli wins it back again. He's been busy early, but robbed here by Elodie Dagg. This is Maitland at their best. Sophie Stapleford played in behind, being chased down by Lake Macquarie defenders. She'll opt across it rather than shooting to Amos. Amos tries to cut it back, but Georgia Brown doing well defensively. And just to correct myself from earlier, Maddie Galagos believed to have signed with Lake Macquarie, so no more players for Maitland if you think they've got enough quality as it is.
We'll get it at 30, Liz. Yeah.
Talking of Lake Macquarie, here they go. Being played in behind now. Gosner wins the header.
7-minute warning.
Now it's Nenadovich. Searching for runners in behind. She'll go for Stapleford. The offside flag stays down for now. Now will be raised. I think the referee's too aware he is now.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities of late for Maitland to break that line and be able to threaten in behind, which is so dangerous at. Good line held by Lake Macquarie there though to keep Stapleford offside.
Great ball by Nenadovich as well. You know, her vision and passing is out of this world. It's not often you see a defensive midfielder with a pass on her like she has. Here's Clouds into Morley. Maitland working their way into this game slowly. For a side who are undefeated. They've been made to work very hard in this one. Here's Amos up against Georgia Brown. Another good battle. That will be looming this afternoon. Paragilli searching there for the midfield. O'Driscoll picks it off and immediately looks forward for Poutney. Doesn't have the legs to get there, but that pass a bit under hit. Stapleford sending it back across the face of goal, but Morgan Ross will claim. Maitland just need to get their foot on the ball that little bit more, Joe.
I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Lakes here. I think the way that they're defending at the moment, really high work rate, really organised, especially in the build-up phase for Maitland as well. They're doing a really good job at screening Sophie Nenadovich so she can't pick up the ball when they're trying to build up, forcing them to go round. So as much as, possibly Maitland could improve a couple of things to get a little bit more quality in that final third, I think you've got to give a bit of credit to Lakes as well with the way that they've set up defensively today.
When these two sides met back in round 4, it was Maitland who got the 3 points, 4 goals to nil that day. Lake Macquarie, fair to say, a much improved side since then. There's a shirt grab there and a free kick goes away of the Roosters.
Yeah, good from Georgia Brown there. Just picked up a nice pocket of space in between the lines there and forced Amos into a foul to prevent that forward play from going. A couple of times now, Lakes have been able to pick up the ball in those kind of areas, which has been really dangerous and allowed them to play forward.
Maybe Paragilli to take. I'm not sure whether she wants to put this one in the box or go short. Looks like she will shape up to send this one into the mix now. It's a teasing delivery. Clear by Morley. Still alive in the box. And the flick on. Really for Baines Fair. Now Maitland, it's their chance to go up the other end. Here's Elodie Dag. Has a few runners. Pountney just not able to find her connection. Now Driscoll being forced forward, but good cover by McMahon. Klaus into the feet of O'Driscoll. Touch a little bit too heavy. And now it's Lake's turn. Maitland happy to sit off for now. Not applying the pressure we're usually used to. Ross sends it forward. Will O'Neill commits. Georgia Brown's pass. Not where she intended it to go. Now Amos keeping this one in. Into Donatovich. It's a lovely ball to release Neal. Neal with a few options in the box. Drills it low and hard. Pountney, her first touch. Wanted Dag to be there. Not to be. Now O'Neill pinching it back well. Shapes for a cross, but only as far as the front stick, and Lakes again absorb that pressure and look to hit on the break. Emily Loader-Weston up against Amos. Two speedsters going at it, and Amos, how's the defensive work there? Incredible tracking back by Maitland's right winger, sorry. This game's starting to open up a little bit now. Pountney pinches it back. O'Driscoll has a few runners. Decides settling and holding the ball's the best thing to do. And they do it so well, this Maitland side. Amos dropping back into a right back position. Feeding it through to Dag. Lovely football. Amos assessing her options. Had the run of Pountney in behind. Bit of frustration creeping in for the Magpies. But now pinch back. Dag in a battle with Paragilli. She'll look for the run of Stapleford. Stapleford has Pountney out right. Just can't get that final pass away. That's probably been the story of Maitland when they've gone forward. That final product potentially lacking, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. I think White's playing an important role for Lakes here defensively in the defensive third. Occasionally she'll drop into that back line to provide some cover for those central centre backs, which has been able to pick off and intercept, which has been fantastic. It's not all the time, but certain moments you'll see her drop into that defensive line to stabilise that a little bit, which has been, I think, really important and stifling Maitland a little bit.
Yeah, working well so far. I believe we'll have our first set piece of the afternoon, a position where Lake Macquarie picked up their 5th goal last week. It was from the corner spot. It'll be Baines Fair to take here. Not too many Lake Macquarie numbers in the box. Let's see what they can conjure up. Baines Fair drills it. That one unfortunately doesn't hit the target. Yeah, they get bodies behind the ball. Yeah, potentially a early substitution maybe for Lake Macquarie. Gabby Blanche getting some instructions. Potentially, we'll see if that one plays out. Okay, still over 10 minutes remaining in this half for either side to find something. Pretty balanced game so far.
Win, Brookie, win, Brookie.
Gosma doesn't time her jump to perfection, gives away a free kick. Now Paragilli can send her troops forward. knocked long. Looking for Ordino. Gosner wins the header. Only his father is Kezia White, who releases McMahon. Now, Rob's in possession, but then they've done well to win it back. White. Out wide, searching for up the line. Stable fit in field. Dag dropping it to Pountney. Pountney, first time pass, releases O'Driscoll. She's onside, but she doesn't have too much support. I think she notices that as well, Natalia O'Driscoll. She'll look for Dag. Dag, first time touch. Played this well, Maitland, but Paragilli across to intercept. Flowers, great pressure there applied by Bainsford. Now, as we have a stoppage in play, now, Joe, this is a substitution that I believe was the other way around in the start of this one. So Lily Brooks will come on the field, initially named to start per squaddy. She'll take her place in the final minutes that remain before half-time.
Yes, yeah. Unsure around that one there, whether it's returning from injury or what's happening there. But fresh legs, always a good thing to see. So we'll see if Brooks can make an impact now that she's out there.
There's big shoes to fill, that's for sure. Macquarie doing well to hold out Maitland for now. Can't think of the last time, or if there was a time this season where Maitland were held scoreless at the break. Still time remaining though. That one out for a corner. So Maitland will have a set piece, and you can see their two centre backs happy to come forward for this one.
Surely you're inviting the commentator's curse there, Harry. Still a little while to go in this half.
So Gosner and Morley, two most notable that are good in the air. Gosner picked up a hat-trick against Newcastle Olympic, all three of those being headers. It's pretty crowded in that box. Dag, her delivery. Morley can't win the header. Now it's Nenadovich. Looking to take control. A little dummy and down the line. She claims she was clipped. No free kick given though. Applause is given from the Lake Macquarie bench.
This is an important period of time now for Lakes if they can get to half time at nil or even jag a late goal. I think it puts them in a really strong position to go after this game in the second half.
Super important. We saw when we were calling here the other week, Joe, where New Lambton were here to Maitland and probably didn't start the game as well as they would have liked, New Lambton, but they were certainly in the contest. But then moments before the break, I think they let 2 goals slip on the cusp of half-time. Lakes, though, they look a different side. He's only low to Western, utilising his speed. Neil was tracking back, and he's done well to win a goal kick.
Yeah, some really fantastic battles here. The battle between Loda Western and Will O'Neill is a really interesting one to watch. There's Summers and Nenadovich in midfield. As we mentioned before, you've got Mitchell and Stapleford on the far side at the moment as well. There's good matchups all over the pitch today. It's a really exciting one to call.
You mentioned it, Joe, that midfield battle, and it's certainly living up to its expectations. Here's Dag. A few runners in behind. She can't find the target. Flowers through to Dag. Now this is where they'll look to utilise the speed of Amos. If she can reel this one in. Here in the far corner, up against Georgia Brown. Amos searching for options, but we will have a stoppage in play. Amos being told to force that one out as Josie Morley has gone to ground, clutching at a potential knee injury. She's got a fair bit of strapping from what we can see up here. And the great Amy Walton will go on to assess Morley here as both teams happy to reset, grab a drink after what's been a first half of a big battle, Joe.
Yeah, it's been a really entertaining game. Both sides having chances at each end. Defences have ultimately won out so far in this game, but plenty to play for both sides. It's been a pleasure to call.
Well, we do have this stoppage in break, and hopefully Josie Morley can return shortly. Let's run you through the matches of the round so far this week. It started on Friday night at Magic Park. Broadmeadow Magic returning to winning ways in the local derby. 5-0 over Newcastle Olympic for the action yesterday. Charlestown and Adamstown sharing the points at Lowell Car Oval. So still a lot to play for in the rest of this season. All over the halfway line now. Right on the side. And a lot of people are looking at potential premiers and champions, but Lake Macquarie certainly up to the task this afternoon. Just on this Maitland side, I guess, how do they get themselves out of this little hole? Because they haven't experienced things like, I guess, this game where teams are sort of taking it to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the important thing is that they're trusting their processes. They don't try and change the way that they play their football. They've had great success so far in playing their brand of football, and at times teams can be a little bit tempted to, oh, this isn't working, we want to try different things, but just sticking to the process, knowing their principles, trusting what they've done at training is going to pay off. That's the most important part if Maitland are to get themselves out of this situation.
That's a quote that Newcastle Jets head coach Mark Milligan likes to utilise a lot in terms of sticking to your processes in football. Unfortunately, the Jets bowing out of finals. The spot on the grand final was on the line last night, and for a neutral, such an entertaining game, but unfortunately losing in penalties 4-2. Nonetheless though, Joe, it's been an incredible season. Crowd grew each week and plenty of memories made this season.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, one of the things that the Milligan and the group wanted to see was to bring back the supporters in the region, knowing that they dropped off a little bit. But just as we see it.
Get back to that in a second as Dag's ball. Lead by Lake Macquarie. So Josie Morley slowly making her way back on the field now. Good to see she was able to return. This will be a proper battle before the break. Can Lake Macquarie go into the sheds, even potentially snatching a goal, but I'm sure they'll be more than happy with the way they've gone about their business so far. It'll be Brown to look long. Gosner in the thick of things early. Brown's throw into the middle of the park. Curry Galley. Infield back to Georgia Brown. Gosner wins the header. Amos back to Gosner, and Maitland. And then that little passage with the throw going their way.
Keep seeing your kids, don't lose her.
Pushed out wide to Clouds. Loses her footing, and now Sonny Mitchell invited on forward. Is there a late chance here for Lake Macquarie? Maitland's defence up to the task, but Mitchell has it again. Rides the challenge of Clouds. Mitchell's ball. Nardovich heads it away. It's Maitland being put under the pump early, but now they are out of trouble. Nardovich driving into space. Her touch a little bit too heavy. Now Bainsfair. She'll receive it back. Kira Bainsfair goes for an early strike. Pretty ambitious. Certainly worth an effort from there.
Yeah, absolutely. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Harry. So, yeah, Bainsfair trying a luck from there.
We've seen Josie Morley have her first touch since going down. Clouds, who's been busy early, infield to Dag. Maitland need that extra body in midfield. And here it is, Nenadovich on the turn. Pountney over the top. Amos and O'Driscoll going on forward. O'Driscoll, she'll get the first touch. What will she do from here? And tries to cross it. Georgia Brown. Incredible defence. O'Driscoll trying to win it back. How's the cover on the left back, or the left wing back, you could even say, here of Georgia Brown? Incredible.
Yeah, great anticipation from Georgia Brown there. Really needed intervention. Yeah, experienced defender, and yeah, really important intervention from her there.
And I guess, yeah, so crucial shutting down Maitland as well before the break. Here goes Poutney. Lakes looking to hold off, and Brown again that clears. Maitland knocking on the door upon the break. Now Dad. Looking to get a foot on it, she can't. Now Gosner she'll go back to her centre-back partner in Josie Morley. Poutney on the spin. They're struggling for execution, the Magpies. And here come Lake Macquarie at the other end, low to Weston. Infield, there's a few runners out right. Sonny Mitchell, the target. She'll play it all the way to the front stick, and a chance to tap it around the keeper there from Hewitt, but Thornton does well to claim.
Yeah, well worked for Lakes there. Pulled it up through midfield, and great release ball that got squeezed through from Summers. And yeah, just the weight on the final pass was just in favour of Thornton there.
Nenadovich, she'll look long. Crucial header. Looks like Sonny Mitchell's playing a little bit higher than she did last week. Dag over the top. Amos, lovely control to bring it down. Amos struggling for options. She'll go in field to Dag. Has Nenadovich on her left. Nenadovich lining up for a shot. Unfortunately, for her sake, it was blocked. And Lake Macquarie, again, surviving another Maitland attack. I think regardless of this result, they can be proud of their first half efforts. This is the closest I think a team's come to shutting down and nullifying this Maitland side. Morley across to Gosner. Gosner will bring it out and dink it over the top, but again, too many Lake Macquarie bodies alert to the situation. Now Paragilli looking for low to Weston. Gosner intercepts and gives it back to Bainsfair. In the middle now for Brooke Summers. Both sides a little bit cagey to end this half. Amos though, she'll look to go on a run of her own. Dag over the top, Poutney. Question is she onside? The flag stays down for now. Georgia Brown again tracking back, but Poutney gets the shot away. And again, too many bodies behind the ball for Lake Macquarie there, and they've done well to see out that.
Yeah, you can't fault Lakes' effort defensively today. Every time that Maitland's looked promising to score, there's been bodies in the way. It's been a really, really disciplined performance so far from Lakes.
Shutting down all of Maitland's key players so far. Lake Macquarie. Poutney drops to Nenadovich. This is a promising situation. Poutney looking to go inside. Paragilli intercepts, but unfortunately only at the cost of a corner. Probably one of the more crucial moments of the half here, Joe. Seeing out this corner if you're a Lakes coach, although they will go short. Stapleford, early ball to the edge of the box. Driscoll caught in two minds. Gosner plays it back to Clowes. Morley searching for options. She'll go over the top to Amos. Brown's there to intercept.
Where's our shape? Where's our shape?
Now Lake Macquarie looking to get it forward, but coming low to Weston's pass only finds Thornton. Gosner being urged to play forward, and that's what she does. Paragilli across to cover. Poutney in the corner, Georgia Brown again Kicking that one out for another throw-in for the Magpies.
She's been everywhere in this first half, Georgia Brown. Really impressive first half performance from her.
Kelly now sending that one forward. They look really organised in the fence this afternoon. Now it's Neal to O'Driscoll. First touch brought under control and back to a centre back in Josie Morley. Is there another chance for the Magpies? Clowes looking to slip through Stableford again. Under hit. Now Paragilli. Force wide, knocks it long. Now to Weston trying to keep it in. Let that one roll out of play. Now this late Macquarie side, 2 out of 3 of their losses this season have come away from home. So for a side that doesn't lose too many, their away form is a bit hot and cold this season. They're certainly rectifying that this afternoon. Bit of a battle here in the corner, and throw goes away of late Macquarie. So Brown infield, Nenadovich, Amos. Dag to O'Driscoll, but late Macquarie again so organised in what they're doing. Now Dag's ball over top. Catches Georgia Brown out of position. O'Driscoll. There's a few plays around as she goes to Brown. And Georgia Brown, she's been in the mix of everything this afternoon. O'Driscoll still clutching at an injury. We'll go at the other end now because Loda Weston, she's in on goal. Thornton out of her box. The shot, and that will find its way in the bottom corner. Well, how's this? Late Macquarie take a shock lead here upon the cusp of half-time. From defence to attack. That is a proper example of hitting on the break, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had a little bit of success down this side with Loda Weston, and then got into a one-on-one battle with Gosner, who wouldn't really want to be in a one-on-one battle with someone of Loda Weston's directness, and then really composed finish, not to take that shot too early, to open up that angle past Thornton and get it in the bottom corner. Really well taken by Loda Weston.
Well, this is something the Magpies are not used to in a way. It's late Macquarie who are fully deserving of their lead so far. Facing a Maitland side that are undefeated all season. This Magpies looking to hit back. O'Driscoll.
Thanks, Aiden.
Now she was the one that went to ground a few minutes ago wanting a free kick, but she gives one away this time, and now late Macquarie can settle. They'll be in no hurry to take this one. To be McMahon to push it out wide, applying by the Maitland press. Georgia Brown in field, but that's all she wrote in the first half. So the late goal just before the break sees Maitland trailing 1-0, and Joe, you've got a bit of a mountain to climb in this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as was discussed so far, Lakes has been impressive. Maitland like playing at home. So, yeah, for them to go into half-time with a 1-0 lead, yeah, you'd be very happy as a Lakes player and staff. Maitland would be a little bit disappointed that they haven't got anything out of the chances they've created, but there's still 45 minutes of football to go. That's
what I was going to say. 45 to go here at Cook Square Park. We'll take a short break on the Northern New South Wales YouTube channel and catch you for what is sure to be a big second half.
See you later. Is that all good there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the feeling. Progress. Momentum. Getting somewhere. That's what it feels like when you bank with Newcastle Permanent. With local experts and award-winning customer service. We're here for you, and we're here for good. Oh yeah, that's the feeling. Progress. Momentum. getting somewhere. That's what it feels like when you bank with Newcastle Permanent. With local experts and award-winning customer service. We're here for you, and we're here for good.
Champions League final where John Terry slips in the penalty shootout to lose in the Champions League final in a penalty shootout. I thought, don't let this happen to us, please.
So I think that shootout was, I know Sydney went first and first, so I'm pretty sure we won the toss to choose which end we wanted at.
Yeah.
And then Sydney won the toss to go first.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, the amount of penalty shootouts I've watched lately, and whoever's gone first is won. I don't know if that's just me.
Yeah, well, they did a stat on that, on the commentary. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember what it was, but it was a very high percentage. If you go first, you generally win.
What's the reason? Pressure of...
Yeah, I think it's the pressure of you have to react to what everyone else does, where the first penalty is pretty much a freebie.
Yeah, then again, I'd be able to think like we could be told the score
To be honest, I think maybe Zach Clutch should have stepped up earlier, and then his good defence. Cello must have just said, he must have had, confidence to just say, I don't know, yeah.
Those are the times
I would have backed him.
Yeah, he's got power, right?
I'm just glad no one actually on our team tried to kiss this sky.
That was a good call.
I don't know how people go over the net. How do you hit it? Especially on those sides.
When you're actually in the moment.
I know it looks easy, but you've got to score it on a big open net. But yeah, it's a lot harder than that.
You guys are ready? I'll turn you back on.
Well, welcome back to Cook Square Park, round 11 action here in Maitland, and it is the home side that resumed this second half, having been scored on just before the break. Emily Loader Weston opening the scoring. That's the goal that separates the two sides so far. So, Joe, I guess we might touch on Lakes first and foremost. They've been so disciplined without the ball, haven't had too many chances, but they took it when it mattered most.
Yeah, I think that's for me the definition of football. It's you win the game if you win the moments. And Lakes' moment arrived, and they seized that. And in the first half, Maitland were unable to seize their moments when they arose.
And you spoke about the importance of when you come to play Maitland having a 90-minute performance. And although Lakes are looking the good early on, how much do they have to focus on this second half? Because we know what qualities Maitland have in attack.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first 10 minutes and the last 10 minutes for me are crucial in any game. In particular for Lakes here, holding a 1-0 lead. You win the first 10 minutes or keep it on level. Even, you maintain that lead, I think you set yourself up for the best chance of success to get the outcome.
Well, it shapes up to be a big second half. If you are just joining us, just a reminder that both sides are wearing ribbons to show support and awareness for Brain Cancer Awareness Month. Something that Maitland do each and every year. New kits as well, which we spoke about in the first half. How nice they are. Talking about Maitland, it is them that get us underway. So Maitland, undefeated all season, trailing, heading into this second 45. Let's see what this second half will conjure up, especially for the home side. Thornton out to Clowes, who has had a lot of the ball in this one. No changes at the break from what we're made aware of. Now shouts for a handball. Nothing given. Much for the frustration of a few Maitland fans in the crowd this afternoon. Now Emily Loader-Weston in a battle with Gosner. Gosner trying to potentially make up for that battle earlier, which led to the Lakes goal. Already you can see Maitland starting on the front foot. Here's Josie Morley. Went down injured into the earlier part of the first half. Good to see she's returned for the second. Now, Sonny Mitchell being chased down by Nanatovic. All the way across to intercept. Here's Stapleford. Flowers hasn't been made aware that Mitchell's coming from behind. Now Stapleford, first touch into her path. There's space out right for Amos. Stapleford decides to use her. Georgia Amos, will she look for that right foot? She'll come back in field, it falls. Stapleford strike into the hands of Morgan Ross. So first shot in anger of this second half by the home side.
Yeah, you can see Maitland looking to dictate the tempo early on in this game, and I think in this half, and I think they're going to need to do that. So making sure that they don't panic, but making sure that that tempo is nice and high, move the Lakes defence around, see if they can fatigue and tire them out to create some opportunities maybe a little bit later in the match.
Yeah, you'd sense that that's what they'll do in this second half. As we said just before the break, full credit to Lake Macquarie and what they did in that first half. But football is a game of 90 minutes, even more if needed. They seem to come here this afternoon with a clear game plan, and it's paying off so far. Flick on by Summers. Chested down by Dag. Nanatovic out to Amos. So Driscoll making the run in behind. This one, though, will fall to Pountney. Dag brings it to control, and Paragalli's able to clear just short of the halfway line to release the goal scorer. Emily Loader-Weston to Summers. Georgia Brown, who was busy in that first half. Baines Fair. You can see the numbers behind the ball now for Lake Macquarie. Each one picking up their target, especially there in the midfield, which will force Gosnut to play long. Amos. Back to Neil. Driscoll now, and they'll slowly slide it out left. Morley decides to go to Clowes. Pountney in a double ricochet, still alive. Cleared out of the way by White. So Maitland searching for a breakthrough, searching to break the line of a Lake Macquarie defence, which has been on its game so far. Dag looking for Stapleford through. Stapleford gets the first touch, but coming across as McMahon. Now Dag on the follow-up, wins it back. Doesn't have too many options, has to do it herself and nudged out of the play well. Here's Sonny Mitchell slipping it forward. Brooke Summers up against Gosner, and Gosner coming across and doing well on that occasion.
Yeah, good cover defence from Gosner there, anticipating that forward ball and then winning the throw-in as well. Good outcome for Maitland there.
Paragalli looks long, far out to Brooke Summers, up against Georgia Amos, and Georgia Amos don't think Emily Loader Weston's too impressed there. Play continues. O'Driscoll being forced outright. McMahon chasing her down. O'Driscoll gets the first touch, back onto her left foot. And again, too many late Macquarie bodies behind the ball. Maitland will have to keep searching for the breakthrough. Neal into Dag, to Clowes. Clowes. Pountney on the spin. Searching for the breakthrough are the Magpies, but Lake's up to the task. Dainsfair. Now it's Brooke Summers. Has a few runners coming forward. One of them most notably Sonny Mitchell, who's been influential in this game so far. Mitchell gets the return back. Releases out wide to Hewitt. It's Maitland this time with a lot of bodies behind the ball. Hewitt being forced into the corner. Up against Josie Morley. Cleared by Clowes. Still not fully out of the harm's way. Stapleford's pass as far as Brooke Summers. Now who got the last touch here? Go the way of the Magpies.
Yeah, promising opportunity there for Lakes with a 3v2. Just that under-hit pass into the wide area there, just broke down the flow of that attack, unfortunately.
That header nearly taking us out in the commentary box. Isn't too far away, Joe.
Yeah, not too far away. I wasn't diving to save anything there, Harry.
Got someone taking care of it, getting the ball. Interesting, the different commentary boxes in our league here in northern New South Wales. I remember a situation last year where Chris McPherson got his headset actually knocked off by the ball. So, although that wasn't actually caught on camera, it was a funny moment, that's for sure. Switch our attention back to the play now. Stapleford. O'Driscoll making a run on forward. Little flick by Stapleford. O'Driscoll, but again, great tracking back by Gabby Blanchard's side.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Harry, again, relentless recovery runs. That time Kira Bainsfair getting back to make sure that it wasn't an easy reception for O'Driscoll there.
Stapleford, that's one's high. It will force Amez out wide. She heads it down. Pountney, it's an ambitious strike and probably could have brought that under control a little bit more. Lakes with the goal kick. Summers to Paragilly. Infield looking for Hewitt. Now they've robbed and they've got to get numbers behind the ball now because this is where Maitland break. Pountney. Oh, and Paragilly's pass as far as Amos all the way to the back stick. Stapleford looking for Dag, who was making the run into the box, but Lake Macquarie again survive another attack.
Yeah, dangerous ball back into the area from Stapleford after the initial first ball from Amos. Just not enough numbers in the box there to take advantage of that one for Maitland.
Sense as this half goes on, Maitland will get a little bit more desperate, but here they are. Dag across the face of goal and cleared by Georgia Brown. Crucial intervention. Now Sonny Mitchell can get things out of harm's way. So Maitland knocking on the door, but they've got to be aware of Lakes going forward, as we saw for the opening goal. How quickly Lake Macquarie went from defence to attack. Paragilly nearly caught by O'Driscoll. Lovely switch to use the width of Sonny Mitchell, being urged to go to goals. Mitchell up against Klaus, gets inside very well, rides the challenge and across the face of goal. Nenadovich is there to clear. Now the ball from Dag. Nenadovich. Out to Amos. Now Amos, will she look to use the line to her advantage? She plays back in field to Nenadovich. Two number 8s battling hard. Nenadovich being forced into the corner. She'll do well to get out of this. Amos. Paragilli across to intercept. Nenadovich, Dag. Dag skipping through a few challenges. Georgia Brown can put this one forward, invite Bainsfair to chase, and Gosner coming across and doing so well. That one appreciated by the Maitland bench, but then Georgia Brown comes across and intercepts another challenge.
Yeah, Georgia Brown continuing where she left off in the first half, being a thorn in the side of Maitland there, but important 50-50 challenge from Gosner again there. If she doesn't get that touch, then potentially Lakes are on the counter again looking for a second goal.
Second goal would relieve the stress levels of potentially this Lake Macquarie bench, which have remained quiet in this second half. Amos trying to pinch that one in behind, but Neil, she'll line this one up for a cross and it will go all the way to the back stick, and Amos is making a dart in behind. It's better signs though from the Magpies. As I said, only two teams heading into this one. Maitland had kept scoreless. As now they're looking to pinch this. Dag. McMahon though, cool as you like, coming out of trouble. Now she'll feed Brooke Summers. Stapleford and a few others chasing down, but they've moved the ball nicely here. Now they'll look long. Sunny Mitchell, she's through on goal. Not too many options in the box. She can get inside of Clouds. Now Morley has no other option to put that out for a corner. And Lake Macquarie, again, going quickly from defence to attack, but we will have a substitution now. Marion Dunn-Babin will be the player introduced at the expense of Natalia O'Driscoll. Would you expect Dunn-Babin to drop a bit deeper and play in that midfield three, Joe?
Yeah, I think Dunn-Babin will slot straight into midfield in a like-for-like replacement for O'Driscoll.
Got another corner coming the way of Lake Macquarie here. Paragelli to take. Paragelli's ball, which is into a dangerous area. Gosner with the clearance off the header. Now Bainsfair falls back. Nenadovich is touch, trying to chest it down to Dunn-Babin, who certainly is struggling to find her way into the starting side this season, but in saying that, does have 2 goals to her name this season. Got one in their 4-0 win last week against Charlestown, and is certainly a player Ben Horgan can look to off the bench. Here she is, first touch on the ball. Gives it to Georgia Brown. Bainsfair.
Definitely a good option to have for Ben Horgan to bring someone of Dunn-Babin's quality off the bench. It'll be good to see how she plays her role in the remainder of this match, and see how much of an impact can be had for Maitland with the injection of her into the midfield.
I think that's one sub apiece for both these sides. Still plenty of options on the bench, especially for Maitland, who are going to be looking to chase this game. Georgie Williams and Sienna Frost, who I believe played in the reserve grade fixture earlier. Sienna Frost was in the starting side towards the start of the season, but since the return of Renee Pountney, she's found it hard to work her way into the side. Will Ben Horgan look to her deep into this second half? I know she's a player that can certainly provide an impact, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. I was here for the earlier fixture today, and I believe in the reserve grade fixture she got a goal and an assist. So definitely doing the right things to get the coach's attention, to hopefully get on the pitch and provide an impact here today.
You know, she said briefly that she was having an elbow injury, but she's all fit enough to make way onto the field if required this afternoon, and Maitland, they may need her as time goes on. So, another substitution being prepared. Get to that in the next stoppage of play. Which well and truly might be this one. Maybe the next stoppage in play. We'll get to that late Macquarie substitution. Jacinta Johnson hoping to provide some fresh legs. Baines Fair. Lovely ball in behind. Morley intercepts, otherwise Sonny Mitchell had a clear path through on goal, but Stableford, fancy footwork. She's been heavily marked in this one, Sophie Stableford, but a player you can't rest on. Here's another one here in Emily Loader-Weston. She goes to ground. No free kick given. Now Neil up the other end. She can't string a pass together. Both sides struggling a little bit to hold on to the ball. Here's White. That ball, right idea over the top, looking for Mitchell and her speed, but wrong execution that'll allow us to head to the bench. So, Jacinta Johnson onto the field, and Hewitt, the one departing, having put in a good shift up front. Always tricky up against the likes of Morley and Gosner at the back for Maitland. She's done her role and hoping Jacinta Johnson can do the same. Maitland, lovely touch off the throw. Stapleford being forced into the corner. The energy by Sonny Mitchell. Now Dunbabin to Dag. Dag cool as you like to Stapleford. Shouts for a handball and not given, and Paragilly a little bit too rushed there to send that one forward to Mitchell.
Yeah, you can see the idea from Paragilly there, looking to get Sonny Mitchell free and open space. They've had a couple of successful raids in the right-hand side this time, where they had success in the first half with Loader-Weston down the left. With Lily Brooks coming on, it looks like she's slotted into right back, which has been allowed Sonny Mitchell to push a little bit higher and cause some problems for Clouds on this near side.
Speed in attack, that's for sure. We highlighted before this one Maitland's quality and strength in attack. Sonny Mitchell in particular, as well as Emily Loader-Weston, a threat for opposition defences. And they're starting to hit their straps at the right time. Late Macquarie, although it is still time to go in this one, but certainly these last 2 weeks have shown massive signs of improvement. There's Jacinta Johnson's first touch on the field, although Maitland have pinched this one back.
Step back, who cares? Move again!
Ben Holden
Pick him up!
urging the side of Maitland to move the ball with a bit more speed. Jacinta Johnson already applying press. He's Dunbabin on the turn. Rides the challenge of Baines Fair. Now looks in field for Stapleford, who wins out. So Sophie Stapleford driving into space. Has Dunbabin. One more, Nenadovich. Will she line up a strike? She'll go right to Amos. Offs it into the air. Few options there. It'll fall to Clouds. And that one will certainly please late Macquarie. They've just been off the pace when going forward this afternoon, Joe.
Yeah, I think they've weathered the storm there, Lakes, with a difficult floated ball into the box. But yeah, again, Lakes' defence has been able to answer anything that Maitland's been able to throw at them so far.
I guess the question is, how do Maitland unlock this defence? It'll start with a player like Nenadovich, who takes a strike, and that one really dipping into the top corner. Tell you what, despite the side trailing, Nenadovich is always a threat for opposition. You can see her pinch the ball back there. That one not too far away. Stapleford dispossessed by Johnson.
Just play!
Paragelli looks long. Neal with the first touch. Ivanovic have to battle hard for this one. And the free kick goes away of the Magpies. Saying hello to a few old friends, Joe. I know you spent time here at Maitland last season. Always good to come back to this ground. And how good is this field, by the way? I know I mentioned it a lot, but certainly a ground that I know Maitland love playing on.
Yeah, absolutely. Very fortunate in the time that we were here to be able to play on this surface. And as you can see again today, it's in great nick. And a little bit of cloud cover, so it's starting to cool off a little bit now, but I think ideal conditions for football at the moment.
Yeah, easy afternoons you want to play in. Now Dag making a raid on forward. Amos the target up against Georgia Brown, who's probably going to go close to a man of the match performance so far. Poutney can't get it under control. Sonny Mitchell just tries to get it out of harm's way. Stapleford up the line, but again intercepted by Mitchell. Now Morley coming across. Now Lake Macquarie, they've got numbers forward, especially through the right. They'll go centrally through Paragelli. She'll turn back. Ivanovic loses her footing. Sends it out to Loda Weston. Paragelli making the run back on forward. That one just not where Paragelli wanted it. Ivanovic opens up play and Maitland can use the width.
Togo, gotta go, Togo!
Clowes to the feet of Stapleford. In a battle here, Sophie Stapleford, but she does well to play back to her former Jets teammate in Morley, who gives it away unexpectedly, but wins it back well. Now Gosner. Amos. Will she be the one to unlock the defence for Lake Macquarie? She well may be. Here she is down the line. Across the face of goal, and Dunbabin was out of her reach, and that one out for a Magpies corner.
Yeah, the final ball there from Maitland just lacking there. I think if Amos had a time over again, maybe would have liked another crack at that. But the later we get into these matches, the more important those half chances become.
So the tall timber at the back for Maitland making their way upon forward. It'll be Dag to take. Her first delivery in the first half wouldn't have been what she was after, but she's got a chance to do it again here. Cleared by Paragelli. Dag on the follow-up. Georgia Brown sliding in as well as Dag, and they've done well to pinch it. Lake Macquarie, can they hit on the break? Brown. Ivanovic does well to track back, but loses her footing at a vital moment. And Lake Macquarie can slow down play that little bit more. Summers the target. And Neal picks this one off.
Just sit. Get organised. Sunny out.
Morley
And go. On a touch.
drills it out left to Clowes. Now sticking in behind. Right idea. Stapleford found herself too far advanced. Amos in a battle as she has been all afternoon. Here's Dunbabin. Morgan Ross being forced to knock it long to Loda Weston. She rides the challenge of Neal and looks to go on a run of her own. Now Summers looking to find the feet of a teammate. Loda Weston. Just into Johnson. Into the pass. Sonny Mitchell can turn on the afterburners. There's a chance here for Sonny Mitchell. And although it doesn't hit the target, it's again promising from Lakes and something that their bench is feeding off.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, down that right-hand side, Sonny Mitchell making forward runs, stretching the defence. Good contact on the ball, but not quite on target. But you can see they're getting a little bit of success down that side.
You can see the clear game plan from Lake Macquarie there. Had few and far chances, but when the opportunity presents, they hit with pace, as do Maitland. Here's Stapleford. Coming across, so McMahon, I'll tell you what, that back five, well, I mean, you can't even say the back five. Everyone has done their role perfectly this afternoon, although here's a chance. Poutney, Harry Gilly, clever header backwards, Dunbabin. Georgia Brown now clears it.
I think that was Georgia Brown again with that initial block. She's just everywhere, just can't get past her.
Energetic left back, that's for sure. Left wing back. Given that chance in the first half where I think it might have been Amos was played in behind and she was tracking back to win the ball. This Lakeside, they do not stop. Just into Johnson, to Summers. Summers unfortunately dispossessed. Bodied off the ball by Dunbabin, who goes right to Amos, but again, Macquarie's defence up to the task, not letting Maitland have a clear pass. Now low to Weston. And for Johnson. A few tired bodies out there for Lake Macquarie, but they're still doing their roles well, Joe.
Yeah, this is where they're going to have to dig deep now. Is coming into the last phase of the game. They've done so much good work up until this point. Can they maintain that level right till the 90th minute to ensure that they get the result that they're after today? If not, I think there's a chance that they may invite Maitland back into the game.
White to Brown. Knocks it up the line. Anywhere will do for Lakes, although I'm sure if the opportunity presents to go and get a second, they'll more than happily do so.
Thank you.
But like you said, they've weathered the storm for just over the hour mark. How much further they can hold off Maitland, we will wait and see. Brooke Summers nudged off the ball. Poutney. Lovely first time pass to release Dunbabin, who looks for the return of Poutney. She's through on goal. Stapleford at the back stick, but McMahon and Brown, two players there, clearing the danger for Lake Macquarie, and two players that have been heavily influential on this one now. Poutney's gone to ground after that challenge from McMahon. It was a strong one.
Yeah, Poutney's still on the ground at the moment. A little bit worse for wear, but it looks like she's getting to her feet now, which is good. But again, the resilience of that back line for Lakes turning up again.
Amos forced back. Neil pushes it across to Morley. They'll come all the way out left to Clouds. Now Kezia White able to intercept. Low to Weston. Now there's space out right here. That's a foul on the halfway line, or maybe not. Referee says no. And Nardovic a shot into the hands of Morgan Ross. Ross will pump this one long. Clouds gets it on the half volley after the bounce. Dag now looks for Amos. Georgia Amos has a few runners pouring forward. This is where they're dangerous. How about the dink pass from Dag? Amos, Poutney, Dunbabin. And almost the equaliser there from Maitland. That's the football we know they can play, Joe.
Yeah, great link-up play from Poutney there to drop that ball off. We saw one earlier in the first half that didn't quite come off. But yeah, great awareness of their support underneath there from Dunbabin. And then, yeah, low strike, just missing the post. Big chance there.
Massive chance for Maitland. That was the football we know they can play, that one-touch football. And even the drop back there from Poutney was incredible. Now, Bainsfair's gone to ground, but a substitution is being prepared. I think there's subs for both camps, but Sienna Frost is ready and raring to go. It might be Sophie Stapleford to leave the field, so her afternoon is done. And Sienna Frost off the back of reserve grade comes onto the field looking to make an impact, and For a young player like her, I'm sure there's no better time to introduce her when you're needing a goal, Joe.
Yeah, as mentioned before, had a couple of goal contributions in the game earlier today in the reserve grade fixture. Let's see if she can get into her work and turn the tide for Maitland.
She'll go on the left wing, so a like-for-like replacement for Sophie Stapleford. Here's Dag. Has Frost out left. She'll go to Dunbabin. Loda Weston wins it back now. Sunny Mitchell's making the run on forward. It always looks like the right idea if you can dink it in behind.
Good positioning from close there to cut off that channel where that through ball's been coming through. Good adjustment from her.
A few good battles out on the pitch this afternoon. Maitland, though, they're the ones looking to hit back to avoid their first loss of the season if the score remains the way it is. Clouds looking to introduce Frost, and it's not a bad ball, but Frost will have to do a lot of work to chase this one down. That one a bit too heavy. But you can see early they want to go through Frost's side.
Yeah, the space opened up in that channel between the fullback and the centre back there for Close to play that ball. Just overhit that one just a touch. Just see, she was trying to punch through the line, but just a little bit overhit.
McMahon working the ball out of their own half. Maitland looking for that final product. Already had 2 buys this season. The Magpies, so certainly had time to rest, as have all the other teams in this competition. Now Clouds being forced right in front of the Lake Macquarie bench. He's more than happy to let that one roll out for a throw-in. Wants Frost in behind, but it'll fall to Poutney. Poutney has a run of Frost. Frost, she's being forced in behind, a similar position to where Lakes got there first, but Paragelli has been everywhere at the back for Lake Macquarie. Frost all the way across, and Georgia Amos, she's fast, but couldn't reel that one in from Morgan Ross.
Yeah, just a distance a little bit too large for Amos to cover to get to that front post area to maybe get a touch on that ball. But good claim from Ross.
Lake Macquarie doing the basics right in this one. Maitland throwing a little bit more at him now. Now it's Frost to Dunbabin. Has the overlapping run of Neal. This is promising. Neal's touch though a little bit too heavy. And again, Maitland are throwing a lot at Lakes, but Lakes are more than certainly up to the task.
Yeah, Maitland had good numbers in the box there. Potentially if Neal had been able to get that ball in first time, potentially could have had an opportunity on goal there for Maitland.
Talking about clean sheets, this would be Lake Macquarie's first clean sheet of the season. And the lights starting to come into full effect here at Cook Square Park. We talk about this being a fortress for Maitland. Can they grab something late on? As we mentioned at halftime, Joe, still a big buffer between them and New Lambton in second, but I know that they'll certainly want to go and grab 3 points in this one. Here's Nenadovich looking for the return with Dunbabin. Over the top to Neal. Will that one have a little bit of pace on it? And it just too heavy, so time is ticking for the Magpies. Georgia Brown be able to send this one long. They are happy to wind the clock down. Are the Roosters.
And also score a goal.
Not too much activity on both benches, although Maitland looked to be potentially preparing a sub. Pushed across now, Morley. Maitland patient in their process. Morley back to a centre-half partner in Talia Gosner. There's a few runners pouring forward. Gosner looks for one of them in Dunbabin. Kezia White in there as well. Pountney at a forward to her. She goes to ground. I think given by the referee. Now Bainsfair in a battle with Gosner, which Gosner does well to win. She'll line this one up, dink it over the top, but again White's there to clear. Now Lakes at the other end. Bainsfair out to Loda Weston. Up against Neal, and Loda Weston rides the challenge. Does well to run down the byline. Infield now, Brooke Summers. Left it over the top. Morley wins the initial header. Neal. Into Dag. Space opening up. Sienna Frost is out left. Dag can't find the target.
Come on, Brookie.
Ames. Maitland very patient in their approach. They know time is ticking. Frost looking to inject some speed going forward. She's out on the right now. And she'll deliver across, which has got a nice bit of height about it. And Pountney's header! And that is the goal that has been coming. Maitland are back on level terms. The substitute, Sienna Frost, with the delivery. Renee Pountney brings up her 11th of the season. And that's a bit of a blow for Lake Macquarie. It looks like Morgan Ross is injured in the process. But a great header from Maitland's striker, which has been so dangerous all season.
Yeah, good reward for Pountney for hard work on and off the ball today. But the individual brilliance there of Frost. Dribbling across field, not much happening. Decided to back herself, take the ball to the outside, and then the delivery floated up nicely for Pountney with a great headed finish. Outstanding goal, 1-1 with not long to play. Anyone's game from here.
Game most certainly back on. Maitland, you can never count them out. And Sienna Frost, as you mentioned, the one who played a crucial part in that goal. Getting herself out on the right-hand side, and the delivery was perfect. And Renee Pountney, the one who gave Maitland fans some hope as we head into the late stages of this one. And you can see the press already from them. They are up in the tempo here, Maitland. Makes it done well to play out on that occasion. Here's Georgia Brown. Plays it in behind Jacinta Johnson. She's onside, and Morley has to come across and clear. This game is most certainly on a knife's edge.
Yeah, great reaction there from Lakes to build out under high pressure from the kickoff, and then be able to progress through the thirds to a half opportunity there, forcing a rush clearance from Morley. Great reaction from Lakes. Now, can they capitalise from this corner?
Lakes keeping a few bodies outside the box, making sure that Maitland don't look to hit on the break of their own. I believe it's Bainsfair. Cross to take. It's very low to the front stick. Dag gets a touch, but only at the expense of another corner. Another substitute in the next stoppage of play. Whitnell looking to make way, but she'll have to wait because another corner, hopefully a bit more height here from Bainsfair. She delivers that one a bit more teasing. We go all the way out to Jacinta Johnson, and now Sienna Frost. She picks up the scraps and can look to break. Sienna Frost being forced into the corner, and that is incredible footwork from Frost. She wins the throw in. She has the footwork to get out of that tight situation.
Yeah, great strength shown by Frost there under immense pressure, winning the free kick for her team.
Gosner infield, Amos. Maitland searching for a breakthrough. Wally forced wide. Sonny Mitchell seizes the opportunity, gets a touch, and still has a lot of work to do. She wins this one back though. Sonny Mitchell up against Clouds. Clouds does well to win. Both benches well and truly on their feet. Round 11 here of the NPL women's competition. Match of the round. Maitland being pushed right until the very end. Look at the tracking back there. And a free kick given the way of Maitland. Maitland in a hurry to get things going, but the referee will go back to the initial spot.
Yeah, great recovery run again from Lodell Western deep into the game. A little unfortunate to concede the free kick there, which provides Maitland a potential opportunity off the free kick of Dag.
Dag set pieces have been dangerous this season. And this is a vital time now for Maitland to continue their premiership charge. Dag delivers. Frost gets a header. Now the last touch might have come off a Maitland play, but Lakes have done well to keep it in. Sonny Mitchell now being chased down by two Maitland players who've done well to win the ball back, but the free kick goes away of Lake Macquarie.
Great determination from Mitchell there again, outnumbered 2v1 to keep her feet and then draw the foul to give potentially her team an opportunity to score off the free kick.
Maitland playing quite a high line. Here's Dag. Amos back to Neil. Neil dispossessed, and it's Georgia Brown again, still going into the late stage of this one. Brown goes inside and she's done well. Line her side a corner. And just as Maitland are looking to prepare some substitutions, will stay with play. And Paragilli will come across to take this one now.
See the outswinger from Togo Paragilli here.
The left foot of Paragilli. Lines it up. Bit of height. Forced back. White on the edge of the box. And Nardovic, she'll pick it up and left. Sienna Frost. She's over the halfway line. The youngster. She's through on goal here and a good scrapping back, but still alive. Frost trying to ride a few challenges, but Lake Macquarie, as they have done all afternoon, done well to win the ball back. Here's Sonny Mitchell. Up the line. Summers. Mitchell. A few options on forward for Lakes. They'll use one of them here in Banks Fair. Banks Fair did have Mitchell in behind, but Maitland still going to Nardovic. She's being forced under heavy pressure. Now Sonny Mitchell wins it back. Macquarie bench wanting a delivery to go into the box. Mitchell being forced to play back. It's not a bad shape on that delivery. Emily Loader Western is there, and the shot coming through. Worth an effort, that's for sure, by White.
Absolutely fell nicely to her at the edge of the box. As we see a substitution here for Maitland.
Come on, Kira. Keep pushing.
And Lakes.
You can get through it. No long, Kira.
So Pountney, the goal scorer, he got things back on level terms. She'll depart the field. Northrop taking her place, and the other substitution is Georgie Williams coming on for Georgia Amos. So pretty much like for like changes for the Magpies. Ackland has also come on for Lake Macquarie. So fresh legs deep into this one. Both teams still going at it.
A little reshuffle for Maitland. Looks like Dunbabin's gone to striker. And then they've pushed, which has allowed Gorthrop to go into midfield. alongside Dag and Nanatovic.
Going all out this Maitland side. Here's Georgie Williams. Dag has runners to both sides. She'll look for Georgie Williams. That pass, though, making her chase it quite hard. McMahon comes across. The line to Loda Weston. Her touch a bit too heavy. Nanatovic looks in field. Dunbabin back to Nanatovic. Skips a few challenges. Out wide to Neal. Neal's ball in. Cleared initially. Macquarie staying disciplined even into the late stages of this one. Last touch there off the substitute. Can Maitland produce something in the time that remains? The Blue Lakes hit on the break like they have done throughout this contest. Gosner lofts it forward. Dunbabin tried to bring that one under control. Morgan Ross now happy to send this one forward and get her team up in the opposition end. Morley winning the header. Falls into the path of Gawthrop. He will look for the run of Williams. He's been busy early since coming on, Georgie Williams. Gosner to Williams, but again Georgia Brown equal to the task. Nanatovic looks long. Dunbabin being forced to chase this one down, and she'll have to because Morgan Ross has stayed in her goals. So it's now or never for the Magpies if they are to keep their winning streak alive. I was about to say undefeated streak alive there, but the draw certainly wouldn't hurt their cause. That ball over the top though, unfortunately. A little bit too much pace on it. Lake Macquarie now will be disappointed that they conceded that equaliser, but nonetheless, they've been so good this afternoon. Is there time left for another twist in this game? Paragelli sends it long. Neal wins the header. Nanatovic up against White. Maitland will have the ball exactly where they want it deep into this contest. Not too long remaining now. Two players go to ground. Play will continue though. Gawthrop. Now Lakes with a chance to go forward. Klaus goes back to Thornton, who hasn't had too much work to do in this second half. Now Sienna Frost. What a kick that is from our goalkeeper in Thornton. Frost through the legs of one. Still going, Sienna Frost all the way through to the box, but it's cleared. Morley has to switch it to the other side. Gosner, Ackland applying the pressure. Gosner, Dunbabin, Georgie Williams couldn't get her foot on it. Now it's Lake Macquarie's turn if Loda Weston can reel this one in. She's off on a run of her own. Both benches on their feet. Touch a little bit too heavy by Loda Weston. And that is all she wrote. So what a game here at Cook Square Park. Action-packed afternoon. And it's Maitland who pick up their first draw of the season. Their winning streak coming to an end by a Lake Macquarie side that come here with a clear game plan, Joe, and they executed it quite well.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the closest that we've seen a side get to Maitland so far this season. I think the Lake Macquarie players should be happy with the performance there. Obviously disappointed with the result where they had 3 points ready to go. And I think arguably you could probably say the same about Maitland, that yeah, okay, maybe the performance wasn't there, but it was definitely improved, and then being able to grab something right at the end there to continue that undefeated streak.
Well, some positives for both sides as we look ahead to round 12 next week. It's a busy weekend in the competition. Maitland at home on Friday night to Olympic, while Lake Macquarie return to Macquarie Field to take on Charlestown Azuri. Thank you, Joe Wright. From myself, Harry Scobie, hope you have a great evening. Thank you for your company here on the Northern New South Wales YouTube channel. That rounds out round 11. We'll see you next week for round 12.
Thank you. Nice job, guys. Nice to meet you, Jack. Yeah, great job. I'll see you again next time. Sweet. I'll see you then.